So what we did last session was, remember we made these concentric circles, right? And we said, we started from thoughts, and underneath the thoughts, there were emotions, and underneath the emotions, there were body sensations, right? Of craving and aversion, right? And underneath that was what? The I, right? And the I was, what did we say about the I? We said that, what did we say? Can anybody recap a little bit of whatever they remember or whatever they understood? Right. I is the core of all dukkha. So actually we can say, see, craving and aversion leads to dukkha. Underneath that layer, if we go, we say clinging and attachment to I leads to dukkha. Right? Underneath this, okay, what Buddha says is that the true cause of dukkha is avidya. Avidya meaning ignorance. Now, what is he talking about when he says that the true cause is ignorance? Ignorance of what? Ignorance of the fact that the reason, or rather the reason we cling to this I, the reason that we are attached to this I, is because we do not realize the true nature of this I. Our attachment comes out of ignorance of its true ignorance of true nature of things. Now let's see. What does that mean? So what is the I? We're so attached to I, right? So let's at least examine what is the I. What is I? How do you know when you say I, what is the I? Okay. Is this hair part of I? Yes? But when it falls, or we cut it, we sweep it off, right? Right? This hand is part of I, right? But in an accident, if I lose it, do I lose any I? Do I lose I? Do I lose I? If I lose my hand, do I lose I? Do you? Okay, so is if I lose my hand, I lose one part of I. If I lose more of my hand, do I lose more of my I? When you say I, when you lose your body, yes, but do you lose I? Do you lose when you say, I don't like this? Does that I go or become less when this hand becomes less? No. But still, this hand is mine. It is, in fact, you're saying this hand is mine. It belongs to I. It is not the I. It belongs to the I. Then what is the I? We say I all the time, right? So what is this I? Hmm? So where is that being? What is that I? What is that? What is that he? Minus 10 thoughts, are you still I? If you lose 10 thoughts, are you still going to remain the same I or no? 100 things have changed in your childhood. You still say I? Has anything changed? I mean, that I, the qualities of the that you assign to I change. You say, I was more not compassionate, then I've become compassionate. I was less angry, I have become more. I has become more angry. What is the I? What has become more angry? What is that? Correct. It's a concept. It's a concept, right? But there's nothing. But there seems like everything you associate with it is an association. So, what is that I? That is the question. Because that seems to be the trick, right? You're attached to that I. You're not attached to that emotion. You're attached to that I that has that emotion. Right? Now, that's again a question. Does the I go away when the mind weakens? Does the I go? Like, do you say this person is no more when the mind is weakened? Do you say this person is no more? So, is it the brain then? Right. Right. Correct. Taught to define as yourself is one thing. But when you are born, taught nothing, you still have an I. A child has an I. A newborn child has an I. Unconditioned seemingly, but still definitely knows I want food. Cries. That I exists. Right? It's interesting to see then what is it that we are so attached to? What is really it that is creating so much attachment? So what Buddha is actually saying is, so it's complicated. We say I, we just said don't take ourselves so seriously, we lightened it up last time. But in deep inquiry, we cannot even come to grips with what it is. While we are so attached, right? We can't come to grips with it. Now, what is Buddha saying? He's saying that he's not saying therefore that you do not exist. But everything that you will say this is me is not you. But it is not that you do not exist. Of course, it's the deepest of philosophies. It's the deepest of philosophies. You're not the sum total of your parts, right? Exactly, right? So, the idea is that while it's not that you do not exist, right? Because you do feel that you exist. Do you feel you exist? Are you sure you exist? You're 100% sure you exist, right? But nothing of what you will call you is you. Right? You're not your body is yours. You're not your body. Right? If I am seeing this bottle is not me. Because there is an I that is seeing this bottle. Right? If I can see my hand, there's something that is seeing this hand. Then that something cannot be me, because that something is me. This hand cannot be me. Because that something is able to see, externally see something, the hand. If I can notice my emotions, then I am noticing emotions. Emotions are not me. I have beliefs, the beliefs are not me. I have ideas, the ideas are not me. But I still seems to be there. Right? So, it's very interesting how different philosophies answer this. What the Buddha teaches is that there is no independent existence. There is no absence of existence. There is existence, but you're not independently existing as yourself. For example, if there's an apple, right? It's in your hand. Then you eat it. Until it's in your hand, it's an independently existing apple, seemingly. Then you eat it. Then what happens? What happens to the existence of the apple? Are you plus apple? It's still you, and there is no apple now. Right? So the apple also is not apple until it's apple, right? It's seed, which is not apple. It's water, which is not apple. It's soil, which is not apple. It's sunlight, which is not apple. It's farmers' hard work, which is not apple. Right? So, apple does not exist independently. It is dependent upon other things. And each thing is dependent upon other things. And each sub-thing, so water drop is dependent upon other things. And the rain is dependent upon other things. So, Buddha's philosophy is that there's emptiness. Emptiness doesn't mean you're not there. Emptiness means you do not exist independently. Just like the apple does not exist independently, you are also not existing independently. Part of the cosmos and extremely connected and extremely dependent. And therefore, if you are a particular way, it is because many other people are many other ways. It's not independent. I am selfless and righteous and that person is immoral and selfish cannot exist independently. This is because that is, or this is and that is has to be interconnected. There's no other way. That's another place where compassion comes in a very philosophical way, because there is no, like, you deeply have to start to understand that I exist this way only because this or that also exists and everybody exists this way. There is no alternative there. That's the attitude we want to cultivate. This is the reason why we want to cultivate that attitude, right? See, every breath you take is not the air that air is not you. But then you breathe it. Then it becomes you. And then it comes out, it's not you again. What's going on? There is a constant, definite process of interdependence that one is not seeing, because of which one feels so alone, so isolated. Because one believes in this I. So Buddha is not even just saying this attachment is dukkha, yes, but the attachment exists because of what? The ignorance of the true nature of the I, which is not independently existing, is extremely interconnected and existing only independent. This is known as the philosophy of dependent origination. If you all want to read up, you can, but it's really the crux of stuff. So actually, when Buddha explains things in life, he talks about three things. He says the three marks of existence are dukkha, anicca, and anatta. Dukkha is suffering. The suffering comes at this level, right? Suffering now exists because this is there, underneath this, underneath that there is craving, aversion, because of there's attachment, and there is ignorance, right? This is the second noble truth we have finally, after 7 weeks, trying to understand what is the cause of dukkha. This is the cause of dukkha, that we don't understand the true nature of things.